listeners like you. Listeners like you. Our revenge is made possible by listeners like you.
Honestly, I don't know about you guys, but I really need to get a new startup intro. I feel like it's getting a little bit bland and bleak. I do like it as an outro, I must admit, but oh no, the outro is actually different. God, what am I going on about? Come on, Jay, get with it. Guys, welcome to this Friday's live stream. I really appreciate you guys being here, and I'm getting into more of a routine, so to speak, and I'm going to be doing this live stream the same time every Friday like I started out, and then doing a midweek Twitter space as well, where you'll be able to come speak to me through voice, put your hands up and, you know, ask questions, and also, you know, get guidance on current things. I think I've spoken to several different projects this week, of ones that either want to launch on Lunapunks or they just want to launch their project in general. And I've noticed there's such a huge shortage of developers, and we suffer from this ourselves. Excuse me, here at HappyCattyCrypto we struggle. Sorry guys, I've been a little bit under the weather recently, so I've got a little bit of a chesty cough. Should really take my my inhaler. But we've got a lot of projects that want to do a lot of good. But if you've, excuse me, if you've watched I was just taking my inhaler. If you've watched my video this morning, you would know we spoke about this ability to spend your Luna Classic coins, and they've stated that it's on chain, but from what we can see, it's not on chain. It's actually on the BNB chain. Now, from what we can see so far, that may be different, completely different. I have reached out to OKSE and Travelad and Elijah to try and basically get a better explanation how it's actually on chain. Because if it is on chain, then that means, you know, it's contributing to the 1.2% burn tax. It's contributing to volume, which is something that we really need in these utility use cases. So, like I said, from what me and my lead developer can see, it's not on chain. But that's not to say it's not a great utility use case, because of course it is. You can spend your Luna Classic at the shop for, you know, a coffee, or I don't know, maybe some petrol or gas, as you call it in America. But it leaves so many you know, this can help with like projects in general because it provides a kind of on and off ramp through that debit card. In fact, I've ordered one of these this morning because I thought, you know, I need to get one so I can help provide. Oh, 2 seconds, folks. Someone is at my front door. Oh, folks, so sorry. It's like a thing of when you live quite close to London, you get day-to-day, like door-to-door sales men. I mean, this guy was trying to sell me some block paving and I don't even have a driveway. I mean, come on, dude. Understand your customer base, right? I was like, I gotta go. And he's like, but yeah, let me just talk to you about our different designs. And dude, I don't even have a driveway. Like, come on, get with it. So like I was saying, guys, this is really good. To see this happening is absolutely awesome. Rod, thank you for becoming a huddler. And Gabriel, thank you so much for gifting out 5 memberships to 5 random people. And congratulations to those who just got a free membership. I really, really appreciate it. There's so many bleeps going off in my noise. Oh, my blockchain paving. No, it's a style of driveway, blockstone paving. You can look it up on Google. I'm pretty sure you've got it in your own countries as well. It's quite a standard. Stop talking about paving, Jake. Let's go over to crypto bubbles, guys. So as you can see, absolute sea of green. Everything's trying to break out. Everything's trying to run. But the market's just kind of slumped, isn't it? It's kind of in this, like loads of people are looking at Lunar Classic to say, you know, poking it as if to say, you know, come on, do something. And it's like, we are doing stuff. We're actually positioning ourselves very well for when the market does eventually go on that all awaited bull run. And if you haven't been in a bull run, you'll not quite understand it until you've been in a bull run and you see the fear and greed indexes indicator all the way over at euphoric. I mean, it's just insane. I watched like friends in that stage, and I had I had the most measly amount invested in crypto. Like this was like 4 years ago, so I had like the most measly amount you could ever imagine. What did I have? I had a tiny bit of Bitcoin and a tiny bit of Ethereum, and when I say it's tiny, it was like tiny. But like when the bull run happened, like I was watching all my friends who had huge investments, like in just the most randomest of coins, and all of them made serious money, and they're all driving around, you know, nice cars. They've got nice houses because they hodled until the bull run. They understood the system and they understood the overall broader consensus of things, but no one could ever tell you when the bull run's going to happen. I know there's loads of like technical analysis people, loads of technical advisors and all different kind of people like that can do all of these different kind of price charting, price patterns, economic factors and everything like that. But nobody's got a crystal ball. I mean, the Pope can invest in crypto and it could just start, you know, the next bull run. Who knows? Who knows what triggered all of the bull runs before? But one of the biggest contributors to it, from what I know, from where I sit, is Bitcoin halving has a huge part to play in market movements, and other people may beg to differ, but from what I've seen is that these bull runs tend to happen around when Bitcoin either gets close to halving or it has halved. And you can go back and you can kind of look at the data and it does kind of point towards that. I'm surprised more people haven't done more content on it. But like I said, nice sea of green at the moment, but just trade safe, guys. You know, I watched someone posted a coin in our Telegram group yesterday, and I don't know if you're in here right now, but it was some fake Lunar coin, And it was like literally like the price went from being whatever it was to just zero within one hour candle. It's just like, oh my God. So do trade safe, guys. There's so many scam and ruggy coins out there. And, you know, it's not, so there's different laws that you kind of have to abide by when you're providing content on YouTube. And this is stuff that people don't understand is defamation, like you just can't defame someone in a sense of like you can't, you know, slander them or do smear campaigns against them. You just can't do that. It's not, you don't have the right or the, you know, technical know-how, so to speak, to actually like audit something and say, you know, this is bad. And this is why in the UK we have like trading standards and stuff like that, because there's certain rules you have to abide by, whereas this is a blockchain where there are no rules in a sense that it's decentralized and the rules kind of make themselves up as they go along. And the kind of governing aspect of our blockchain is the validators in themselves. So let's go over to the price of USTC. And the reason why I want to speak a little bit about USTC in our 1 hour live stream today is because of the fact that there seems to be like a lot of hate around USTC. But what people need to understand is if you was looking for Lunar Classic to make, you know, the most ultimate comeback, it would probably be along the lines of USTC being repegged at $1 and then utilizing the mint to burn system again, because the way it works before was you could always mint 1 Lunar, okay, for the equivalent of 1 USTC, and it was a vice versa. So you could mint one and burn the other and earn a very small amount, and that was repeated on a huge scale. And realistically, the fact that it was an algorithmic stable coin, the first of its like kind that was actually successful and actually started going somewhere, retail wanted to get invested, you know, and they did get invested, heavily invested. A lot of retail was burnt, and this is something that Fat Man's covered quite a lot, is just how much retail was affected. And his information he provides on that scale is not actually too bad, and it kind of shows just how many people were actually invested in it. Rather than looking at, you know, how many people were hurt by it, you can see how many people were invested in it and how well this, you know, blockchain did on the overall consensus, that it had its own stable coin, which made everything so much better. Like Orion Money completely and wholly and solely relied on USTC as a project. And I know they're banking on that making a huge comeback. And I just don't understand, you know, why Binance would have so many, you know, USTC coins, Lunar Classic coins on their hot wallet. If they did, it seems like, from where I'm sitting, from, you know, what I've studied throughout my life, is that they are playing a very, very smart marketing campaign. Very, very smart. And they had this planned out all along, and they have a huge plan for everything that's going to happen further along the line. And a lot of people are actually starting to think this themselves, that Binance do have a plan. And a lot of people sat there, and I think Fat Man even himself said, oh, and you think Binance are just going to burn their own coins? Well, you know, guess what? They pretty much are, and they're doing buybacks and burns. So yeah, they're burning their own coins and they're buying them so they can burn them. So, you know, crazier things have happened than Binance coming out with some huge, crazy, insane plan as to how they're going to make a load of money from, you know, USTC and Lunar Classic. What would you do if you lost $1.6 billion of your company's money, you know, to a capitulation? It would be in your best interest to get as much as you can back from that coin. And if it means benefiting a community whilst doing it, why wouldn't you do that? Like, what is greater publicity? And anyone who's involved in crypto knows how important it is to stay current, stay with what's trending. I just think Binance, he's so smart. He's a lot smarter than people give off. And I honestly believe he's going to consume the whole of the crypto space like Google consumed the whole of the crypto space. Why? Because they've got things like BNB. The whole BNB system itself it's fascinating because they have an auto burn feature, which just goes to show how much they believe in burning themselves, and they have different types of burning that they do. So I'm going to be doing more content actually on BNB. I'm going to start trying to drip feed it in because I actually really like BNB. But anyway, going over to Lunar Classic, and going over to what's current, and I don't have a clue what's going on with Twitter right now. I mean, 33.8k followers, can't even strum up, like, I'm lucky to strum up like a certain amount of likes. Have no idea what's going on with Twitter, but I put out a tweet, oh, here we go, and it's not even shown on my profile, which is even weirder, but Exodus in itself has had a really ropey start. Actually, before I get into this, Crypto Art, thank you so much, and John Herr, thank you so much both for those donations, guys. This really does help me at this point stay in this seat. I got to a point where I've realized, you know, I don't do, this is what I do for a day-to-day job, and it is a day-to-day job. Like, I'm helping so many different projects. I'm working on our own projects, and you know, donations like that do help me keep in a seat, because we are seeing a decline in interest in HCC on YouTube, which then obviously reflects back on, you know, revenue, as to which the revenue is what keeps me in this seat. So you guys donating really, really helps me. So as you can see, Exodus is going to be welcoming Lunar Classic into their metaverse, which in my opinion is going to be a huge game changer. And then you've also got them doing land sales. Now, these land sales are going to be done via the blockchain's technology, meaning that each piece of land that's sold will be a 1.2% burn tax event, each one contributing one single event each time. And there's going to be a lot of, where they messed up the original Starship team, they would never, we asked them so, well, I say I asked them so many times, you know, guys, can we do the land sales in Lunar Classic? If you support our blockchain, you support the burn tax, do the land sales. And no, we just can't do that. We can't do that, Jay. Obviously went through the restructure, went through that horrible situation they went through with like a kind of internal coup, getting to where they are now, and then getting to know the real person behind what was Deploy Starship, and him just being this ultimate awesome guy. And no wonder he's got the nickname called Saint, because in my eyes he is doing refunds, and those are starting within the next 24 hours. So if you've got lands for Deploy Starship, you'll be able to convert those over for Exodus lands, as to which you get an awesome hoverboard too. I mean, what more could you ask for? Let me grab the video of the hoverboard up for you guys, because I mean, I think it's awesome. Who doesn't want a hoverboard? I've always wanted a hoverboard since watching Back to the Future, like any young male around my age. And I'm 30 next month. In fact, I'm 30 in 1 month, 3 days. So yeah, like 1 month, 3 days, I'm 30 years old. God, he's so old. You're just so old. Guys, what am I going to do? I'm getting old. I'm worried about getting grey hairs and stuff like that. I'm just grabbing this video for you guys. I'll bring it up on screen shortly. It's that damn hoverboard. Aha. Is that it? All right, let's just go to YouTube, even better. Okay, what we got here? Yeah, I watch a lot of war time history stuff. I've got a serious addiction. Guys, it surprises me these guys have only got this many subscribers. Like, hopefully when it launches, it's going to be so much more exciting, right? Because we're pretty much talking about a thing that's going to launch. But I mean, who doesn't want a hoverboard, right? So you've got that coming. You've got, you know, Lunar Classic being utilized in the metaverse. Okay, it's supported in the metaverse. I've ensured this, and I've worked with Saint to ensure that we're pretty much getting a hotspot in this metaverse, because the potential of our blockchain is completely, like, we're so early into it. Like, it can be so that there's like, if you look at how things are invented, like what's a good example? Anesthetic. The way anesthetic was created was not for its true purpose. Like, if you Happy Catty t-shirt, yeah, I really need to sort merch out, but like, I'm one of these poor YouTubers. I came into the space trying to be one of these, you know, really good like other YouTubers, but what I realize is these other YouTubers are actually already filthy rich. They've got a huge head start over to us. I mean, Classy Crypto was doing like a £500 giveaway. I was like, oh my God, how much is he earning per month? Oh, damn, Grandma. But yeah, throw down some goddamn grandmas, throw down some penguins, and let me know what you think about Exodus, the metaverse. Yeah, it really does look slick, doesn't it? And this video that itself is a really, like, if you want to see how the game like reacts and everything with the lighting and things like that, this is a good way to see it. And it's not the best quality upload, do remember that, guys. And depending on your system and what components you got, you might get better graphic, you know, levels than other people. So it depends how hyper. Like, my friends have got the most craziest of gaming rigs, but as I've got older and then obviously doing this, I just don't have time to play games. So I myself could do with a not a new computer, but just do with a couple of upgrades, new graphics card, some high octane memory, and a few other little bits. But I'm going to be doing live streams of Exodus and showing people new ways to earn money, because it is a welcome, Tanya, and welcome to all of the people that have become members, huddlers, or loyalists. All of you guys, you really do help me stay in the position that I'm in and keep providing content for you. And good news, guys, I got rid of the wheelchair, got rid of the walking stick, and got rid of the litter picker. I am a full 100% walking machine. My legs work, they're no longer babyish, and I believe I can walk to the shops without feeling embarrassed anymore or tripping over every couple steps. So really appreciate you guys being there the whole way through this. I know it irritated a lot of people, you know, that I was always speaking about how much my back hurt. Gotta break your back and you'll be like, oh my good heathen. So just look at the graphics of everything, you know, the writing on the tanks, the little crates to the left, and you know, you could see a spaceship up there. Let me get the mouse. So you can see a spaceship floating around up there. And he did go past the planetarium in this video, which in my opinion is really good. And I'm going to be doing a lot more content on Exodus, because so if we think about, you know, what is a metaverse currently? Decentraland. So let's take a look at Decentraland.
Hey, buddy.
I'm going to mute this off. So this is pretty much Decentraland, and believe me now, guys, I've got a good rig. I've played it and it is so buggy, like so buggy. So as you can see, look, this is like the main portal, the main hub. You can go to loads of different places from the Genesis Plaza. Yes, I've spent a lot of time playing Decentraland and it is super complicated to do anything. So in itself, as you can see, this, okay, compared to this is a huge difference. Like a huge difference. And bearing in mind, right, Decentraland's flat, it's not a planet, and then on top of that, it's not interplanetary. So then we kind of sit there and go, well, hang on a minute, okay, so you know, my mate Fred lives on planet 7 and I'm on planet 2. I'm going to need resources to get there, because I want to go to Fred's, you know, nightclub tonight. I want to meet up with the guys, have a paintballing game, fight some zombies, you know, the usual laddish stuff. So, you know, for me, this metaverse, down to those little white toggles on his jumper moving, it just does it for me. Compared to, you know, Decentraland and all these other metaverses that are being dropped, like, we live in a world where we have next generation gaming. I mean, some of the mods for Grand Theft Auto are absolutely insane. I mean, if we look at the Matrix, so Exodus runs on Unreal 5 engine. This is the level of capability of Exodus's engine that it's running off. Like, no joke. This is what, it's exactly the same technology, just different developers utilizing the technology in different ways. So you can see just how detailed the Unreal 5 engine is, which leaves it absolutely limitless as to what they can do. Like, and when, so think about, what's a good, PUBG. PUBG started out as a really bad game and it's evolved into this really good game that's highly played by a lot of people. It used to have a lot of hackers. I don't know if it still does now, but they're working out the kinks, and it's sort of like Exodus had such a bad time on their launch, in my opinion. But if you're out there, you've got to deploy Starship lands. Videos coming soon on how to, exchange your lands, and we'll be doing lots of tutorials, lots of gameplay stuff for you guys in the future. But now let's move on to something else. And what I want to speak about here right now is Lunar Burning Nights. And the reason why I want to speak about Lunar Burning Nights, because I think it's underrated. It's underrated in the sense that not only is it going to be... Yeah, I can. Can I get away with this? Yeah, I can. So it's going to be a play to earn online metaverse multiplayer game, okay? And your NFTs will be used in game, okay? That'll be like, from what we can tell, it's going to be like kind of, it will save you grinding so high for stuff. But super excited. Like super excited for this one, because it looks so simple yet so fun. It's something you could jump in and out of quite easily on your mobile device with friends. And then not only does Burning Nights have a play to earn game, which is going to be a metaverse in itself, okay, but they're an NFT project that launched on the blockchain, but not just on the blockchain, they launched with Lunar Punks, okay, on their launch pad. Same place where we're launching our NFT project. So they supported not only the blockchain, but also a project on the blockchain. And then what makes everything better is the fact that they burn. Okay, so the fees that they burn, I'm absolutely certain it was 40% at the beginning, but they must have dropped it. So it's 20% burn of the initial minting costs. So if they mint, so if you mint one, okay, they'll burn 20% from the initial price, okay? And then if they're resold, I'm sure the creators' fees, I'm sure I've saw this somewhere, he might have changed it. I hope he hasn't changed it because it was really good. So I'm sure that he burns the creators' fees as well. So that means that if they sell one, if you sell one on, they also burn then. So they are contributing to the blockchain, and then every transaction that's made, regardless of them doing a burn transaction on a buy and sell, there's a burn tax on it either way because it's on the blockchain. They can't avoid it. It's not like withdrawals, deposits, so to speak. 12 days before Christmas HCC node. No. The node's coming pretty soon. Let me get off the top holders. I was doing some research. Node's coming in 12 days, 20 hours, and you'll be able to see it in 10 days. No, in 9 days. Yes, 9 days? Yeah, so in 9 days, our node will go live. So you will be able to see it up, but you just won't be able to delegate with us. We won't be active or anything like that. Yeah, so yeah, it was 40%, then it dropped to 20%. Yeah, I thought I was losing my mind, which wouldn't seem out of character at the moment, especially with what's going on with Twitter. Like, I just don't get it. I just don't get it, Grandma. Just don't get it. But yeah, Lunar Punks and Lunar Burning Nights, really awesome projects in my opinion. And I know get it up on here. I know that, and my squeaky chair, I really need to do something about this. So as you can see, it's only on the classic network. You've got the launch pad and then you've got Lunar Punks. I have got videos up on this, guys, but it's going to be going for a rebuild. So not 2 more projects that support the blockchain, and everything's done on the blockchain. And I know people are like, ugh, another NFT project, but they do contribute a lot to volume. I don't know how much Lunar Punks contributes, but I know other NFT platforms that do contribute a considerable amount. And we can see these platforms on the marketplace here. So Random Earth actually contributes a decent amount daily. Can't wait to buy some land in Exodus. Yeah, I'm super stoked. I don't know when the land sales start, but I will find out from Saint as soon as they've got a set in stone date. I'll get that for you guys, and I'll make sure that that's all tip top, and you guys know exactly when you can buy them down to a T, so to speak. Let me just have a sip. Should have really made a cup of tea and grabbed my vape pen out of the car. I always do these without ever getting like my vape pen. I'm like, oh my God, they're going to judge me because I vape. Don't do it. Don't do it. 13 new members. That is some serious support there, guys. Thank you so much for all the people who became, a member today or who's gifted memberships. Gabriel, thank you so much. And people who donated, thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. But USTC is so important to the revival of Lunar Classic, and we don't kind of get to choose what Terra Rebels follow, I don't think, in a sense of like choosing if it's USTN or USTC. I think it's going to be a route of providing both. And as Zardar stated, they're not worried about a court case or anything like that. And that's just Zardar's opinion. Obviously, I don't know how Terra Rebels as a collective feel, but I guess they're not too worried about it if they're talking about it on a proposal perspective side of things. So looking at the price of Lunar Classic, loads of people are saying, you know, we need to go somewhere. But one thing I do know is anytime we go into these consolidation phases, it always ends up with a kind of either big move upwards or a big move downwards. Oxudus. That is something like how I would spell it in my head, because I'm so bad with grammar. My cat can spell better than I can, and that's saying something. But like I said, when we crab sideways like this and don't really move up or don't really move down, nothing really overly kind of crazy's going on, it could just go up or it just could go down, and it depends. Like loads of people could all of a sudden in a group decide to short a coin, and that's a normal thing that people do. I can't believe there's groups built around doing this, but sadly there is, and it totally sucks, and I totally hate those groups. Thank you so much for that donation, Tanya. I really, really appreciate it. My voice must sound horrible, super croaky and super sick. But thank you so much for that donation. I really appreciate that. It's Danish money. I'm getting much better. Time for a face reveal. Sadly, I can't, because I'll put it out in a tweet for you guys exactly why I can't do a face reveal, and you'll understand a lot better. So really interesting morning for me, because I had a really unhappy member of our community who he was just really unhappy because he was part of our SG group, and we had to disband it because we had members that were just out to cause absolute mayhem and prevent any movement whatsoever. So he was really upset, and I noticed he was going around groups, you know, you're doing all of the normal things someone who's upset about that sort of thing does. And, you know, I contacted him, I reached out to him, I said, look, dude, come on, you need to calm down. I'm a friend, I'm not a foe. And I ended up giving him 600k Lunar Classic and an NFT just to, you know, show him, you know, dude, I'm a friend, I'm not a foe. And, you know, I hope to incentivize someone who like him, who's then angry, to then go around and go, you know, I was angry and I was being stupid and I'm sorry. And so I think there's ways and means to deal with things. And I think it's so easy for people to start like attacking each other's projects and attacking each other in general when there's not a lot of forward movement. And this is something that the Lunar community itself dealt with before the capitulation and after the capitulation and during the capitulation. And it wasn't until I came about and started saying, you know, guys, come on, we need to huddle up. We need to act as one. We need to stop bickering. We need to actually focus on things instead of arguing amongst ourselves and expecting there to be a better outcome. You know, when you start doing stuff like that, and a lot of people sit there and go, you know what, you know, it's Einstein's definition. Like people say it's the definition of insanity, but it's not the definition to repeat something over and over again to achieve the same outcome, knowing that you will, is Einstein's definition. But you catch my drift. So on Look Penguins, I've been speaking with Strafe, who is the website creator. As you can see down here, you can donate to both myself and Strafe on the website. And I've been speaking to him about pretty much more or less doing a revamp, making it look a lot prettier, putting in the light and dark, like just completely rebuilding the website. And it will be something that will happen, but it will happen in due course. Mark Hilton, thank you so much for joining and becoming a member. I really need to start doing these. Like I've set out with in our Telegram group that I'm going to commit to a consistent rota every week. So this live stream will always be for an hour minimum on a Friday, every Friday without fail. And then a live stream at 7 p.m. every Wednesday without fail, as to which I'll run it as long as the community needs it run for. And I'll try get, you know, more interesting people on. One podcast episode a week. So just trying to really branch out, get more different people in. If you don't know who CFI is, we're going to be having CFI on for our next podcast episode. He's someone who's been about since before the capitulation, and he's got a lot of information to pass on. I've always tried to get Lunkdao on, but he's just not having it. So dude, if you are here hidden amongst the crowd and you're listening, I do want you on. Think about it. You can always come on, you and CFI at the same time, to make things easier. But guys, it's looking really good. If you look at the burn ticker and look, like, loads of people used to say to me, when burn, when this, when that, when the other. But I've always said to you guys, you know, be patient and our time will come. And eventually, before we know it, there'll be so many burns in place that it will just be churning along on its own. And I do believe this is what it's doing now. Like, you've got Lunar Burning Nights, which have been moving their way up the burn list. And someone in our Telegram group said to me, dude, you've burnt over £7,000 worth of Lunar Classic. And obviously it's gone up a little bit in price, but I've always been sending I always send a small portion of my staked rewards to burn. Obviously I don't tweet about it because it's tiny. It's like 20k at a time. It's not worth it, but I'm always burning where and whenever I can. And I always like to look at people's burn amounts and think to myself, well, that's a lot of money. You know, these people have burnt their own money. And Connor Kenny himself, right? Let me tell you a story. Before I started HCC and became HCC, I used to watch Connor Kenny's content. And I was watching him as Lunar Classic was capitulating. He had a lot of his stuff in USTC. And I was watching him trying to find this perfect, you know, pull out point because the price was fluctuating so much. Duquan had promised, you know, more or less, guys, you know, hang in there, buy more, buy the dip, and it'll be fine, it'll be fine. And he got really hurt. And to see someone like him coming back to the project, coming back to the community, right, is really good, because it just goes to show people are thinking again. People are thinking twice, and they're thinking to themselves, you know, maybe it is time to come back. And what we need to work on now is how we're going to get the 150 projects back that left, because USTC doesn't work. And this is why I say to people, like I said at the beginning of the live stream, is the fact that USTC is so important, regardless if I have, you know, my opinion of it going to court and all these different things. I can't fight something like that, and I can't go against it, because it ultimately could lead to the full restoration of Lunar Classic, getting back to, you know, a coin that was worth in excess of $100 a coin. Like, the Lunar community itself is built up from every single person who was involved in the capitulation, mostly because they're all people that got airdropped huge amounts of the new Lunar coin, right? So my opinion is we need to not also work, you know, inside our own community, but we need to ensure that we're working with the Lunar community, and not on a scale of us, you know, integrating blockchains together, but, you know, not looking at them and pointing at them and going, you know, Lunar, you're trash, you're trash, you're trash, but actually looking at them and going, well, hang on a minute. These guys are us, you know, they're us. You know, but from before the capitulation, these are people that could have been millionaires, you know, one night, and then woke up the next day and they were penniless. You guys know how the story goes. You know, I don't need to tell you how many people's lives this affected and how many people lost their lives to this. But, you know, we can't always just think that we can do this all on our own. It's all about branching out. And that was all the whole thing with IBC channels, is inter-blockchain communication, being able to communicate with another blockchain across the board. So I think it's very interesting that you guys, you know, absorb bits of information like this. Guys, thank you so much for all the donations on this live stream. I really do appreciate it. I'm such a small YouTuber. I realized that as all of the other mainstream influencers got involved with Lunar Classic, because obviously they stay with what's trending. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm small time. I'm like really, really, really small time. So going over to you today, I love to see some of these, like Elon Musk. Anything to do with Elon Musk, just, it's like, oh my God, this guy's like the center of everything, I swear. He's absolutely like, what's he being thingied for now? And under his connected intended Twitter purchase, like, is he buying it or not? That's all we want to know. That's all we really want to know. Like, is he going to buy it or not? Is he going to get rid of the bots or not? Other than that, we don't really care. Mark Hilton, thank you so much for that donation. I really appreciate it, guys. Really, really do. Let me go back because what I wanted to look at as well on Exodus. Sorry to go back to Exodus, folks. Where is it? Yeah, let me put this up. I'll put the sound on, but there's no flight sounds. There's no in-game like sounds for anything other than the cannons for the spaceship itself. But I don't even think this is a spaceship. I think it's more of like a, because you can see the bigger spaceships above, can't you? Right, like messing around, doing whatever they're doing. So I think this is more one that you can have like in your big spaceship. If you go down on a planet, you can sort of blip down into this one. So I'll let you guys watch this quickly. Oh, I'm going to be such a menace on this game. From what I was looking at as well with the modeling system, you're going to be able to scan yourself into the game, meaning that you can make your model look exactly like yourself. But the flying mechanics are really smooth is what I was getting at. And super excited for Exodus. And I think, you know, there's been a huge smear campaign against them for starters, but they had a ropey start. Like, I've never seen a project so amazing have such bad luck, and then still to come out on top, still to push through all the BS and everything like that to get to where they are now is amazing. Absolutely amazing. And it just shows what perseverance can do. Yeah, the game looks absolutely amazing, Gabriel. You're totally right. There is more gameplay, but it's on Deploy Starship, and I don't really want to show you guys stuff from when they were involved because yeah. So was it this one? I don't know which one it was. But yeah, the fact that LUNC is used in games, absolutely brilliant, and it will be done via the blockchain's technology as well. So the scan thing sounds Nickaf? What? I'm going to put damn grandma on the side of my shit. I might start, you know, the damn grandma shipping company, and we'll ship fuel to people, and you get a free grandma that just sits there screaming, damn grandma at you throughout your whole experience of flight. But what I wanted to do, because I'm a huge Star Wars fan, so I wanted to have the ability to build your own ships so I can build the Razor Crest beer or coffee. Mate, you missed the whiskey part. Imagine Jay and Happy on a hoverboard. Hey Holly, trust me, that's coming. I assure you that is coming. I'm gonna have a really nice reveal for you guys in the next couple of days. Really, on you're gonna have so much more Exodus content coming, and I'm so excited to be one of the very lucky people that are getting early access to the game. Super stoked. But like I was saying, I want to be able to rebuild the Razor Crest in Metaverse. That would be awesome, right? Wouldn't it? Who doesn't want to build their own, you know, spaceship? And I used to play a game called Elite Dangerous, which was pretty good, and then Space Engineers as well, which was pretty good. So I'm not too bad with the whole, you know, flying in space where there's no up, down, left, right. There is just, yeah, you get the drift. So good news, and I've been waiting for this one. Coach is back. Now, I really like Coach, preferred to Bajongo, because, you know, Coach is a little bit more coachy. So, dude, if you are listening, welcome back. It is nice to have you back. And like I was saying, we are working on a project here at HCC. And we're working on 2 projects. One of them's the NFT project, but that one's done. It's just waiting for the finalization of the artwork and then pretty much running it into the launchpad system and pretty much understanding how. Damn, I'm out of whiskey. I tell you what, I've got a bottle of Highland Park. It's a 20-year-old. It's called Viking Scars. And I think I'm going to crack it tonight because I've got a video call with somebody that I met through being HCC, which I'm really excited for, guys. Like really excited for, because you know, it just goes to show you can meet new people through crypto. Crypto doesn't just have to be about crypto. Super excited. Probably gonna have a couple of glasses of whiskey because I'm super nervous, but it's gonna be a good time. But anyway, guys, utility is returning back to Lunar Classic. Okay, there is so many projects working. What we're working on, okay, the best way for me to explain this to you guys is without, you know, telling people what it is, because someone might have already built a system out that's similar to it and they could quite easily, you know, utilize our idea. But what I can say to you is you've always wanted as a community, right? This is one thing I've learned. You can't fight the community. You've got to go with the flow. And if there's one thing I've learned is the community want to burn coins. You all want to do your part and it's beautiful. Why should you be stopped from burning your own coins? And this is something I've learned, that people burning their own coins isn't just people burning their own coins. Okay. It's community spirit. It's sentiment. It shows our unity of how we don't care about whales. You know, we care about the community, and it just goes to show, you know, all of these people that I watch burning daily, and we have a limit on what we'll show. So if you go to the actual Terra Finder and just look at how many small micro burns that go through all the time, look, just all the time, you know, it never, ever stops. Like we outburn SHIB all the time. We are, you know, without comparing us to a meme coin, because I'm comparing us to the burning aspect. Like we have an awesome burn system implemented. And if you guys want to burn, that's totally on you. And we're going to give you a route to do that. Okay. And that's all I can say about that. And, you know, it is going to bring community more closer together. And that's what we always intend to do. I don't think about ideas to go, how much money can I make from the community this week? I think about ideas that can bring us closer together as a community, bring the bond more tighter. You know, unity between penguins, amongst penguins. And someone said to me the other day, oh, can you change the website name? It's like, no, you know, Lunk Penguins is a thing that, you know, we started way back in May because, you know, it was just chaos out there. Absolute chaos. Like these influencers are coming in now have got an absolute treat. I mean, the amount of people we've had to, you know, sit down one by one and explain to them exactly, you know, coins weren't being minted. We had to prove to you that coins weren't being minted. I mean, we helped prove the validity of the burn address. People trust the burn address because people like ourselves and Radar helped prove that and got that information out to you guys. And, you know, just other influencers from what I see is just, you know, they come in at the end and they're like, you know, oh, we're here now, you know, and because they've got a huge following, they bring that with them. And then that huge following, therefore, already gets their content out there anyway. So it's win. And then they just jump from coin to coin to coin. So kind of catch my drift. But I've been doing a lot of research into BNB. And I really like it. I like the blockchain. I like the technology. And I like... thank you so much, dude. Ahmed, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That's a huge donation. I need to look at what currency that is. What is AED? Can someone tell me what AED is? Ah, United Arab. Damn. Ah, okay. Thank you, dude. Thank you so much. Not even a question or anything attached, just a lovely little sticker. This is why this community is just absolutely awesome. And I really do appreciate it. But guys, there's just so much utility is already being worked on. So someone's already come up with, you know, a way for you guys to spend your Lunar Classic pretty much wherever a Visa card's accepted. And that's like crypto.com's good for this as well. If you've got a crypto.com account, you'll know this better than anyone. If you've got the card, how easy it is to make your Lunar Classic spendable. like that. Like I use my crypto.com card every morning to get my coffee from my local cafe and a piece of toast. every morning without fail. I do that, and I get I've only got the Ruby card, so I only get, you know, a very small amount of cash back, but it's cash back nonetheless, right? Which is really good in my opinion. And you know, most of my Crow, I think I started out with like £100 worth of Crow, and I've just staked my way up. Like I just kept staking over the course of like 2-3 years, I think, something stupid like that. And I think I started out with less than that. I can't even remember. But yeah, it's, you know, the type of this, like I've been saying, is it being returned? Yes. And I think what's really going to start pushing this along is time. Time is something that all of us feel like we don't have, but we do. Okay. My parents bought 3 houses when I was young, and they struggled every month to keep up with the mortgage, you know, arguments, you know, your typical parent stuff, you know, all over money, you know, to get to a point in their lives where they sell the houses and then they get taxed. They don't have to pay stamp duty, capital gains, you know, it just gets ridiculous. And my parents have worked like their socks off for their whole life to then get, you know, butthurt even more by taxes. And then when they, you know, pass on further down the line, you know, when my nan passed away, inheritance tax is a thing, like absolutely insane, that, you know, people have got the time to do all of these crazy things, but they don't have the time to simply invest $100 and forget about it for 5 years. I mean, God, you could invest $100 and do everything else that you've done. Like, I can honestly and truthfully say to you guys, my mum has crypto, my dad has crypto, my dad's parents both have crypto, my sister has crypto, my brother doesn't have crypto because he doesn't understand it enough, and he's more wants to understand it himself. And, you know, I've got friends who have, you know, since I've been involved in HC, they're like, you know, dude, I'll watch your videos. And I got a bag of, like, one of my friends was like, dude, I got some SHIB, I got some Doge, I got some Luna Classic. He was like proper happy, like he was naming off chocolate bars out of the shop and stuff. He's like, dude, I'm gonna be rich. And I just said to him, like, that is the attitude it's what makes crypto so beautiful. It's got the ability to change your life forever. Like forever. You haven't got to buy 3 houses, sit on them for 10 years and, you know, struggle to pay your mortgage. You could just invest in crypto. And I honestly believe it's like, at some point, I reckon they're going to be like, you need a license to buy crypto or something stupid they'll put into place to make it as complicated as possible. And we already know, you know, governments are well keeping it as a thing, you know, don't trust crypto, you can't trust crypto, can't do this, can't do that. And we just, it's down to us to, you know, keep it going. It's down to us to keep informing friends, family members about crypto and about the possibilities of, like, anybody can do this, all right? Anybody can do the maths. Anybody can go back and look at history. If you invested £10, okay, in Shiba Inu in November 2021, or just before that, sorry, before the run, you run up by like 1.2 million %. You can do the maths yourself. That's crazy. That's just for £10, you know, like what even with cashing out on crypto.com, which you're going to get some seriously extortionate fee on that, you would still be quids in. And if you don't know what quids in, it's an expression for meaning you did well, you made good money. I have no doubt, no, of course you wouldn't unless you're British like me, and British people just speak weird. So Tanya, oh, I love your voice. Oh God. Apple juice. Thank you so much, guys. Wait, hang on a minute. And again, dude, thank you so much. Literally, I really appreciate it. These streams, like I said, I just don't do them enough, and I should do them more. And it's, you know, people like yourself which make everything just so much easier for me. That's just made my Friday. Definitely be having a few glasses of whiskey to celebrate tonight. Really looking forward to that. dude, if you could DM me on Twitter so I could whitelist your wallet for our NFT project, because honestly, you deserve one. I'll mint it and pay for it myself. Please DM me on Twitter, dude, so I can hook you up. That's a crazy amount. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate it. So guys, are you excited for the nodes launch? You know, going back to routine, going back to burning again every month. Every month. It'll be every week on a Sunday. We'll be doing it. You know, the same day LunkDAO does theirs, which is the holy day of burning, which is every Sunday. If you're part of the Lunar Classic burning religion faith, yeah. You know, it's kind of literally, it's not kind of literally, like someone asked me why, you know, what is burning coins? And I was like, dude, go and take out, you know, like £500-600 out your bank account. He's like, yeah. And I was like, then go into your garden, yeah, and get the barbecue. He says, yeah. I said, then put the money on it. He says, yeah. I said, then go get a burger. He says, yeah. I said, then light the money and cook the burger with it. And that's pretty much what you're doing when you're burning coins, aside you don't get the burger at the end. He's like, what? Why would you do that? I'm like, dude, we're trying to fix something that, you know, the previous owners just didn't give a crap. We all know that. Regardless of them stepping in and helping, they didn't care. It was just, you know, let's create a new coin. Let's move on. Let's forget about the past and we'll just keep going from there. And I kind of like the fact when Zada, you know, came out and said, you know, no, we're not worried about going to court. In fact, actually, it's going to be a drawn out process, but we're prepared for it. And it just goes to show that, you know, this is going to be one heck of a ride, but also the biggest ultimate FU. Imagine we fully revitalize Lunar Classic and USTC. How is Duquan going to feel? He must feel horrible now. You'd be sat there and you'd be thinking, I made a huge mistake. They could have cashed in on the biggest comeback in history. Who doesn't like a comeback story, right? Comeback stories are what dreams are made of. You know, people will always aspire to be, you know, in the future, be like, you know, we can make a comeback like Lunar Classic did. We can make a comeback like AMC coin did. So there's always this passion for comeback stories, in my opinion. And, you know, from where we were sitting in May to where we're sitting now, it is revitalized. Staking is restored. And who would have thought, you know, back in May, if I said to you, you know, in October, Binance are going to have burnt, you know, 8 billion. Is it 8 billion? Binance are going to burn 8.6 billion of their own coins. Fat Man would have been laughing at me. He was laughing at me. A lot of people were laughing at me. But the one thing I can always say to people is, I proved Binance was burning coins before anybody. Before anybody in the crypto space. I proved the validity of the burn. Like, burning just wasn't, people were like, yeah, whatever, dude. Whatever, dude. They're not going to be burning. They're not going to be burning. And then I already knew, where I was in touch with LunkDAO, that there was a burn wallet. And people were sending burns to it secretly. It just hadn't been put out there. And I'm trying to locate. So I found the first ever burn, but I can't locate who the wallet belongs to. I'm going to put it up here. Okay, on every single one of the tabs. I'm probably going to put it above the subscribe section of the first ever burn that happened. And whoever can, you know, prove to me that that is them, they sent the first burn, that's their wallet, I have a very, very special present for you. But only if you can prove that you are that person. So it took us a while to get all the way back in the history to actually figure out which one was the first burn. But like I said, I feel like this person needs some sort of like special day for themselves. And then I feel that the day when the burn tax actually, sorry, not the burn tax, the burn wallet actually got put into existence should be a memorable day. Like Bitcoin Pizza Day is a thing. I feel like we should have a day. So folks, let me know what you think. Guys, thank you so much for showing up to this week's live stream. I really appreciate it. That's coming up just on an hour. And I can't thank you all enough. You know, like I was saying at the beginning of this live stream, I'm now at a point now where I've done this for so long that, you know, it's like me saying to someone, quit your job, don't get paid for 4 months and then still pay all of your bills, provide for your son who lives in another country and everything like that. So I think I got to a point in my my Telegram group will know, where I'm just sort of like sat there and I'm like, Jesus, you know, if I don't figure something out, HCC will no longer exist. And I just don't want to ever get to a point where you guys are getting fed absolute crap to benefit, you know, the greater good of, you know, the influencers' pockets. So stay safe out there, guys. I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. And beware of scammers, doppelgangers, anybody pretending to be me. And I'll catch you in the next one. Guys, thank you so much for all of the donations. Thank you all for showing up. All of you strafe cold jumping in just at the end there. Hey, dude, I will pester you later. Ahmed, thank you so much for the donations. Mark Hilton, Tanya, all the people that became members, and just everybody across the board. John Herf, Gabriel, Crypto Art. There's just so many people to thank. Rod, all of you guys, thank you all for showing up, and I'll catch you on Wednesday. Don't forget Twitter Space every week on Wednesday, 7 p.m. Don't miss it. You'll be able to raise your hand, ask me questions, and it'd be so much easier for you guys to get your point across and stuff like that. So just stay safe out there, and I'll catch you in the next one. Sure.